Stats Canada just released their numbers from July 2021 to July 2022, and Halifax is the second fastest growing city in Canada. Yes, that's right, our humble little province on the east coast of Canada is booming, and obviously it is a very exciting time to be in Halifax. But to be honest, it is a little bit of an alarming stat as well when you consider everything that's been going on here lately, and if you watch the news, you know what I'm talking about. So today, I'm going to talk about our city's growth and what that really looks like. Now, before we're going to do it, if you like this content and you want to see more, please click the like and subscribe to my channel. I post videos every week on YouTube about the Halifax real estate market and buyer and seller tips. Also, if you want to book a call or a meeting with me, you can do so anytime in the Calendly link below in my description at a time when it's convenient for you. All right, so let's dive into this a little bit more. So here's the growth we saw in Halifax and some other notable cities in Canada just for some comparison for you. So in Halifax, we were number 2 and we grew by 4.5%, which was almost 21,000 people from July 2021 to July 2022. Now, if I look at Calgary, they grew by 3%, which was almost 51,000 people. Vancouver came in at 2.7%, which was just over 85,000 people. Toronto came in slightly lower at 2.1% growth, which was just over 143,000 people. And Montreal saw minimal growth at 0.7%, which was just over 14,000 people. So we came in at number 2 at 4.5%, but number 1 might shock you a little bit. So you ready for this one? Number 1 is Moncton, New Brunswick at 4.7%. Yes, that's right. Moncton, New Brunswick is the fastest growing city in Canada right now from 2021 to 2022. Now, although this level of growth might shock you a little bit, it's really nothing new in Halifax. From 2016 to 2021, Halifax was the fastest growing downtown core at just over 26%, clocking in just higher than Montreal at the time. And within that time frame, real estate prices have jumped drastically in Halifax from $288,000 average in 2016 all the way up to $461,000 in 2021. And then at the end of 2022, we were sitting at around $536,000. You know, it's funny, those price points from 2016 seem like a lifetime ago, but I can still remember some of those conversations I had at the seller's kitchen tables back then that their house was going to sell for, $240,000, and nowadays it would be $450 to $500. So it's just crazy to see how far we've come in such a short time frame. So our once very affordable, classic Atlantic Canadian city is really becoming a place that people want to be. And when you look around at all the development going on, the rise in local business and restaurants and so on, it's a very quickly changing landscape here. Now, I will say all that sounds great, and it's obviously very exciting to be in one of the fastest growing cities in Canada, but I will say that at the current time, it is coming with some growing pains. So first and foremost, let's talk about housing, since that's kind of what we talk about on here. So housing is quickly becoming very unaffordable for a lot of Haligonians. We have very little supply. We have an extremely low rental vacancy rate. We have basically no affordable housing. The homeless population has almost doubled in the last year, and we're in a situation with this current rent cap that on December 31st, if this is removed, a lot of people will be screwed. Now let's talk about infrastructure. Right now, traffic is getting much, much worse. There's pretty much nowhere to park, and there's really no easy way to enhance a lot of the infrastructure, in Halifax regional municipality. So think about the Bedford Highway, for example. That's just one example of kind of a nightmare of what's to come. Now, there are a lot of developments that are going on that will help with this. So some examples would be the Cogswell interchange, all the bus lanes going in. There's talks of new ferry systems as well. And the connection from Burnside to Sackville that's going in right now will make a massive difference for anybody who has to, tackle that Magazine Hill commute every single morning. And then let's take it one step further and talk about healthcare. Now, I'm not going to say too much about healthcare. It's certainly not my specialty, but I will say that, it's been in the news a lot lately. A lot of negative things happening. Somebody actually died after spending way too long in the ER last week, and it's been all over the news. And on top of that, there was a very damning article that came out today that talked about some of the staffing shortages in the hospitals across Nova Scotia. So it is, no other way to put it, it is a train wreck right now. Now, I don't point this out to be negative. I absolutely love Halifax. I love living here. I can't imagine living anywhere else. Most of the people I know love living here and also can't imagine living anywhere else. And on top of that, a lot of the clientele that I've moved helped move here from out of province or out of country over the last 3 years during the pandemic have really enjoyed settling in and calling Halifax home. Now, it's easy to pick out the problems, but I don't necessarily think the answers are all that simple. Now, I have a lot of ideas of how to improve some of these items I talked about today, especially in the housing column, as that's what I do for a living. But at the end of the day, they're just theories. I'm not a politician. I'm not going to pretend to be a politician. I'm just on here expressing my feelings about some of the things I'm seeing in my city right now. And hopefully, with all honesty, some of these will get better soon. But from a housing perspective, I don't see that happening. But at least for housing and healthcare, it would be really nice to see any improvement at the time being. If you've been living in Halifax for a while now and you've witnessed the growth and some of these changes, I would love to hear what you think in the comments below. Don't hesitate to comment. I would love to get some dialogue started down there. And honestly, as a kid that grew up in Halifax, it's really incredible to see where it's gone. And it's really hard to imagine what it's going to look like in 10, 20, or 30 years from now. But I can't wait to see how it unfolds. Now, if you made it this far and you got any value out of this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my future content. And that'll help push this content out to more people like you that might be interested in seeing it. And until next time, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your support and have a great day.